Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today marks the first day of celebrations for Encora's second anniversary, which is on August 4th. This year, we are giving each division the opportunity to share more about their local culture, both geographically and how they promoted a specific encode value. Today, we are celebrating enterprise value, which shows how committed we are to our clients' long term success. We seamlessly integrate into our clients' teams and internal culture, accelerating innovation and growth. Three volunteers from Central and South America have come together to share about their culture and about what enterprise value means for them. I would like to welcome Rodrigo, Eric, and Eladio, who have put together an amazing presentation. Take it away, folks.
Thank you, Rohit. Welcome, everyone. Nice to meet you. It's an honor to be here, joining our experience with you guys. First of all, we would like to to tell you about the history. Encora CSA started back in 1994. Um, in the early stage, we started working with small companies, actually in the startup industry, and the dynamics and the speed and the decision making was very quick by then. Um, High paced organizations, and gradually we evolved. We started growing, and many of these accounts were either evolving to larger companies or were acquired by larger companies, and we had to change our, let's say, way of working, to be more formal, more process driven, more report driven, and that's how we start dealing with the enterprise companies. First of all, why the clients look for us? Because many of these companies were working in agile technologies, agile Scrum, Kanban, or anything like that, and it was very convenient for them to have teams 1 hour, 2 hours difference from their schedule, being immersed in the agile dynamics. Besides all the technical skills, the possibility for the team members to travel either to US, back and forth, definitely the culture and the IP protection were key things to basically engage and grow the clients. Um, we started actually back in 1999 doing some software development, some gradual testing application, and then we learned there were a bunch of services we could add. I mean, the UX UI, the continuous integration, continuous delivery, um, all the deployment part. So we basically grew our offering across that time to what we are today. We basically covered pretty much the whole software development life cycle, and that's what we are today. We are near 2,000 Encorians right now. We haven't reached there, but we are close to that number. When we started, we were around five, and this tells about the evolution. The growth was organical, and that's part of what I wanted to share in terms of history. As I said before, many of these startups were acquired, and many of these contacts, the people that were working in this startup, also moved to larger companies. And then we had to switch and improve and evolve the practices. Okay, can we move to the next one, please? This is part of the locations where we are today. In terms of CSA, we have 7 locations. Today in Costa Rica, we have 4 cities where we have engineering centers. San Jose was the first one. Then we had San Carlos, and we opened a couple of locations in Liberia, near actually the coast, where the most beautiful beaches are in this country. San Carlos is also a great place. We have their hot springs and really great county environment. Cartago is like the also the former capital and one of the oldest cities in the town. We also have locations in Peru, in Lima, Peru. Great locations to visit. Tourist attractions in Peru, Machu Picchu, the Inca part. The food is delicious. Cochabamba was one of the additions as well. And the most recent one was Cali, Colombia, around 2 3 years ago. And we are hoping to grow more, definitely in these locations. So that's part of the context of CSA. Next one, please.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you, Rodrigo. My name is Eladio. I am from Cartago, Costa Rica, and I have been working for what is now Encora CSA for the last 17 years. I'm really happy to be here with you celebrating our anniversary. And I would like to talk to you about 4 different factors that we identified as key elements for Encora CSA to be able to deliver the enterprise value to our clients. The first one is going to be adaptability. Encora CSA has undergone several transformations in the past few years, always trying to be better, to improve our skills, to learn new practices, and maintaining our core values, striving for new goals, and always trying to meet our clients' needs and expectations. The second factor is going to be the retention of talent. Since the beginning, our management have always been involved in the projects. They started working really early in their careers. And as you can see in the picture of the right, or you can see some of them, they have been in the company for 10, 15, 20, and even 25 years. So they are really, really involved in the company culture, processes, practices. And they are familiar with all the elements that have enabled us to be successful in the past. And that makes pretty simple for them to teach people that is joining the company how these values have enabled us to accomplish all this. Next slide, please. I wanted to add some pictures from the different offices. I was not able to fit all of them here. You can see people from Bolivia, Liberia, Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica, participating in the different activities that we have with Encora and getting together and knowing each other. Next slide, please. The third factor is going to be the open door policy. Since the beginning, this has been really important because it helps people to feel part of the company. Our management has always endorsed an open door policy, enabling people to be able to talk to managers, directors, project managers, architects, leads, and ask them questions about anything, culture, technical issues that they are facing, new technologies, new processes that they see in the market, and even come up with new ideas that could potentially be applied to our projects. The good part is that they listen to you, and if they apply, they will put your ideas on practice. Finally, we have this value, which is commitment of at all levels, in which everyone in the company is really involved in their projects. You will see that everyone is working together. You will see leads and project managers testing and verifying the application, reviewing the code, making sure that everything is working as expected, and making sure that we are going to deliver an excellent final product to the clients. Sorry, there was a jump in the slides. Thank you very much for your attention. That was my part. Next.
Thank you, Eladio. I'm Eric. If you saw and pay attention to one of the pictures from Rodrigo's slide, from San Carlos, where you can see the big volcano. Arenal volcano, you're welcome to come here in San Carlos. Reach out to me. Happy to take you there to the hot springs after a great week of work. So let's see. Rodrigo talked about fast-paced environments where we come from, startups. When you evolve into more enterprise-like customers, then one of the things that we struggle with is that our people struggle and they get frustrated because everything becomes a lot slower. I mean, in startup-like environments, you usually wear many hats. I'm pretty sure a lot of people here have been involved in those kind of environments and projects where, I mean, you move fast, you code something, you do something in a couple of days. They're live in production. In enterprise environments, that usually takes a few weeks, and that's one of the frustrations or things that we need to deal with. We have learned how to approach those kind of projects. It's at the end, it's all about adding value. And I wanted to emphasize that, because adding value is the same in a startup-like environment as an enterprise environment. So when you learn how to add value, it doesn't matter if you're in a fast-paced environment or an enterprise slow environment. We have teams all over the place. Collaboration is key, because in enterprise environments, you have teams allocated to specific needs. You have a DevOps team, you have a QA team, you have a development team. If you need to do, create a deployment pipeline, then you just reach out to the DevOps team, right? And that means that you need to learn how to collaborate, make things go fast, add value, be visible, and make that value visible to everyone, to stakeholders, to project managers, to everyone, right? So collaboration is key. It doesn't matter if you work in a project and you need to reach out to someone in Costa Rica, to someone in Peru, because they have the experience or the expertise in the specific, problem or issue that you're dealing with. So we have learned how to collaborate, even if you're in different projects. That's one of the things that we have learned to do in enterprise environments. And we have a lot of different projects, from small projects to large projects, and collaboration, trying to find the specific people that you need to unblock something, or collaborate in a specific task. That's also key. Next slide, please. The other one, and we have all talked about evolution. Evolution is I think it's normal. Encora has been or has evolved a lot in the last 2 years, and evolving is not just a matter of growing; it's a matter of also learning how to work with teams all around the globe, cultural. Technical expertise we have had. We here in CSA have found that people in other offices in other countries has other specific expert knowledge that we probably need to leverage in some of the projects that we're working on. So that's also usual now that we are a global company. Next slide, please. The last thing, even if we're working in a more serious enterprise landscape, we can't forget that we're all here to enjoy what we do. We need to have fun. We enjoy working, even if it's a startup or an enterprise-like project. We have fun. We enjoy going to the office. We have had rough last couple of years, but I guess that everyone is getting back to normal now, and spending time together, collaborating, knowledge sharing. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be slow. So that's what we strive to do: have fun, add value, and it doesn't matter if it's a small project or a large project. That's what we do. Thanks, everyone. I'm happy to be here, happy to share with you the culture. For example, in San Carlos, you see the pictures. We have a dog. It's my dog. I take him to the office every day, so everyone enjoys spending time with him as well. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you all. That was great. We certainly enjoyed watching it. One aspect that I can certainly vouch for personally is the tenure and the commitment of the team, as I have experienced it firsthand, especially in a very competitive world that we live in. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank every one of the engineers and the support staff of the Encora CSA team. I would now like to open the conversation up for the rest of our guests. We have Marina, Matthias, Raju, and Hongbin on the live panel with us today. I will let them take the floor with any questions they may have.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question. Thinking about being fully committed to our clients' long term success, how do you think this initiative brings unique value to the organization?
I'll take that. Thank you, Marina, for your question. First of all, on the enterprise side, is very important all the communication and all the reporting, bottom and up. Typically, we engage with CTOs, CIOs, and these guys need to make sure and provide information to their upper management about the achievements, about performance, and anything related with the projects. The practices we have adopted and we are adopting on the enterprise side allows us to execute the best governance possible and also provide the reporting our stakeholders require uh, to provide visibility of the project. So that's I think that's the main value. Besides all the execution below, making sure we are aligned with the objectives that comes down from the organization, and that's the other part. I mean, our our partners have normally a landscape, a horizon of things to accomplish, and having this close communication with the stakeholders, with the partners, with the clients, give us um, a great alignment of the things we need to focus while tackling the projects. I think that's the main thing, the main value we provide by adopting these practices: alignment, communication, up and down, back and forth, in making sure we give priority to the things that are really important for the client.
I have a question to Eladio. You mentioned the values and that encourage usually spend their whole careers here in Encora. What benefits have you seen this initiative bring to Encora?
Sure, Matthias, thank you. So yeah, basically, as Rohit mentioned, our tenure is uh, something that is really important for us. It enabled us to mm, engage in long term. Our people have worked in several projects, they have played several roles. For example, I started working in my career as a developer, then moved to technical lead, work as an architect for a while, then as a project manager. So we have these different profiles. As an Encorian, you will benefit because you will have the opportunity to play different roles, learn different skills, put in practice different technologies and skill sets. The company will benefit from this because retaining all this talent help us to increase our portfolio, the kind of services that we can give to the client or provide to the clients, and also the kind of projects that we can get involved. Again, we have always tried to learn new skills, to improve our practices, to overcome these transformations, improving what we know and what we have done, and getting to know new technical skills that could potentially help us to um, develop new projects.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. So, can you tell me how has the Encora culture or values helped you reinforce this initiative?
I can go. Um, so Encora as a global company is always looking for ways to uh, have everyone collaborate between each other, leverage expertise from different areas. I think that's key in our business. I mean, CSA, for example, can have some because of our history and closeness to I don't know Silicon Valley and the North American, where I mean fast pace, where we come from, right? Always working with the newest technology and things like that, and also I mean, other areas, for example, in one of our offices in Lima, where everything is like regional banking industry and things like that. So it all comes together. now working with global offices all around the globe, we've seen a lot of opportunities lately to collaborate with other offices, bringing our experience to other needs in other countries, in other geographies. And I think that Encora tries to, tries to leverage the expertise from each one of the offices all around the globe to meet the demand of the industry and also the our customers. So I think we're getting there. We're trying to at least bring all of the expertise as a one global company. It doesn't matter where you are, and that's something that our customers are seeing the value in. We have seen, some of our customers trying to leverage not only CSA but also services from other geographies, and I think that's something that we're reinforcing. We're working as a company to provide enterprise services and add value at that level.
Thank you.
So yeah, I have another question for Eric. So why do you resonate with this value on a personal value?
Well, growth. I will say growth. We've been here for many years. Eladio, Rodrigo, me, which are here representing a lot of people, and just like our history, where we have evolved as a professional and on the personal level, we have evolved as well. We just like probably a lot of people here, we have learned how to work at the individual level and grow from fast pace and now working with other types of customers where you need to provide visibility, where it's not just coding, it's also sometimes a lot of politics, sometimes influencing, sometimes trying to work as a team, and sometimes things go well, sometimes it doesn't go that well. And at a personal level, working with great professionals from around the globe, that means that you're in a great organization at an enterprise level. So I guess that personally speaking, it's many years of learning, many years of growth, many years of collaboration with a lot of people. You create real social professional networks that you can reach out in the company and really make an impact, not only within the organization, inside the organization, but also on our customers.
I would like to add there to what Rigo mentioned. One of the things that for me is interesting and always important is obviously solve problems. And I think this is one of the key things for most of us engineers. We like to produce stuff, make products, and hopefully see these products going live. And there's a huge pride on seeing that. I have seen that experience over and over many years. And when we see a big release and we learn that we contributed to that product, it's actually great. And that's one of our common experiences. Then we as individuals feel pride on that as well.
And I can certainly see that in action on a day-to-day basis. I've also seen that the integration we have between people across 15 countries or so that we operate in, has gone up significantly, and that also adds, gives a lot of fulfillment, a lot of gratification, and then eventually pride of ownership. So, before we move on to the next step, and I do want to ask if anyone else has any final questions or thoughts about anything that was shared.
Yeah, I have one question. So, how has Encora, what is the change that Encora has made to your professional life and the personal life?
Eric, Eladio, any takers?
That's a good question. Yes, I can answer. I mean, for me, it's been great. I mean, working with you, such great professionals all around the globe. It's I mean, it's the first thing that I can say. I mean, as I mentioned before, and just like Rodrigo said, you like to do things and see those things come come to reality. See, I mean, those products working, those products that you use, you know that you have helped in some way to build them, and that's great. I mean, you're making an impact not only at a personal level, because I mean you work in such a great company, but also you're making an impact on a lot of people around the globe, because those are products, those are great companies that you usually see on the internet, on the TV, and I mean, you know that you've been there, even if it's I don't know, just a single line of code. You did that, you were part of that, and that's great feeling, right? And that
Right.
means that you get to learn a lot of things, a lot of things. This industry is very, I mean, new things arise every day, and you get to work with those new cool technologies and people.
Yep.
I would like to add to that for me there are two things that are important for my professional career. The first one is that I like to think about myself as a problem solver. I like to be solving problems and facing issues and challenges every day. And working for Encora has been great because we have worked in so many or so much different projects and different technologies with different environments. So every time you have to adapt to learn new things, to improve your skills, to challenge yourself, to be able to solve problems that are kind of new. Because even if we continue to work in the same environment, like again, I have been working in software for more than 21 years, but every project is different. You will have to face different challenges and you will have to face different technologies or learn new skills. So that has been great because I always feel myself like I am being challenged or I have to work or learn something new. The other thing is that I really enjoy cha- sharing the knowledge that I have gathered over the years. And Encora has this opportunity, as we were mentioning before, about the open door policy and all these things that enable people to share their knowledge, the things that they have learned, the things that they have done in the past, the ideas that they may have. So I enjoy uh, teaching about technical courses, sharing the things that we have done in the projects, showing the reports or dashboards that we have created for the clients, and all these kind of things that you do in the day-to-day life in the project. Those can be shared and could potentially help someone else to learn new skills, and that is great for sure.
In my case, I won't be silent here. I'm very similar on the solving things as what Eladio mentioned, but I'm also a social guy. So I really love going there, talk to the client, understand the challenge, understand the problem, high level, make a drawing of how can we fix stuff and how can we engage teams to solve those problems. So I really love that. I mean, the possibility of talking with a potential client, transform those problems into a solution by what we can offer. So this is a great experience as well. There's another thing that relevant to the upcoming of the Encora and the globalization. We are working today with a client um, delivering services via Asia Pac. Uh, that's a possibility we didn't have before, as easy as we have it now. We are one of these clients is was focusing nearshore services, and because of the good job we did, they said, "Hey, by the way, I have some needs in Japan. I have some needs in Singapore. Can you help me?" And we've been able to mimic the process, mimic the structure, mimic the governance model, apply to Asia Pac and India, and this has been a great advantage too. Uh, Obviously, there's some communication and some learning we need to have on every organization, but I think we are doing so far so good on this process, and I see this happening more and more often in the next few years.
Yeah.
Some
Thank
key
you.
some key things I heard there are continuous evolution, which is important to everyone, not just engineers. But engineers do have a passion for it. um, Enjoying everything you do, right? If you enjoy your work, it's going to manifest itself in every day. And then, of course, the third thing is integration, which we talked about earlier. The ability that we have now to integrate with our global peers and our colleagues has definitely been very enjoyable. Um, so with that, I'll take the opportunity to thank everyone, including our participants that are live at this point. There are close to about 500 of them. We appreciate the time you've taken to join us, and I know that it seems like at this moment they're logging on from over 10 different countries. So they're logging on at early morning to late night and all times in between. So we definitely appreciate your time. Thank you, panel and the guests, for joining us on this first day of our celebrations. On Wednesday, we will have our second panel at 8 a.m. Pacific, where Brazil will share what the encode value curiosity means to them, and India will demonstrate how they take ownership in everyday work life. Additionally, our CEO will be sending out a video message on August 4th, and on Friday, we will have our last panel with Mexico and Asia Pacific. The three sessions will be available on YouTube in a few weeks, and we look forward to having everyone join the Wednesday's live panel. See you all there.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Bye.
Bye now.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.